Hello everyone, I'm Draconicrose. Welcome back to Equilinox. I know it's been a while since we last played this game, and in fact, it has been so long that I have formatted my computer and thus my settings are still a little bit off. But this time the game should run much better, and it shouldn't stutter and have screen tears and whatnot. So what did we have? Well, we evolved the blue daisies, which are necessary to get the buttercups, which we unlocked. So what is our next task? Well, we have several of them. And we were trying to do gone fishing, right? For the water ecosystem. So we put in trout, we put in kelp, and now we need redfish, which we were trying thus to get the pink trouts. Here's the thing. Since then I've learned a bit more about the selective breeding system, and it does work the way I thought it did. So when you select a creature to be selectively bred, it becomes like an alpha creature for the species, so it passes on its traits more often. In this case we have this trout that we actually selected a color to pass on that already made a pink trout, and we can start breeding the red fish. But for example, if I wanted my trout to become bigger, well, I wouldn't necessarily have to select that trait and, do it manually, like grab the trout, go to the traits and tweak the size. No, I could just pick the biggest ones, selectively breed them, then pick the biggest ones from the next generation, so on and so on, in a natural selective breeding way. That's how we do it in the real world, by the way. We find creatures that are close to the traits we want and we breed them together, and so on and so forth. And yes, you do have to be careful with inbreeding, not so in Equilinox, which is wonderful. Okay, so the redfish is coming along. What else do we need? The water lily. No, the water lily I think comes from kelp? No, that's tropical seaweed. It comes from seaweeds. And what does it need? It needs redfish nearby. So really all that we need to get the water lily is to get a redfish. And really, okay, here we go. We have the redfish. I'm just going to leave it where it is in this area. So this redfish, its environment is pretty close to what it needs. Riverbed, tropical kelp, right, and this is pretty much a riverbed. Lots of grassland, but I can add like a little bit more of seaweed here, there, and make sure this is a really suitable seabed. Now we have one redfish. We should get more pretty soon, or we can go ahead and just buy another one. And I'd actually like to buy a few so that I can have them a little bit more spread out throughout the environment, since they don't really naturally spread themselves out. Okay, I'm out of diversity points, so that will do for my initial population. Now I'm going to grab the seaweed and check when I can evolve some into water lilies. Well, this one is ready and I have the diversity points for it. So let's get that started, shall we? Next thing, apple a day is repeatable. Yes. Completion is our goal for the game. And a grassy plains. Here we go. That's something we can work towards. Start breeding and diversifying the grassland plants, flowers and trees to create some beautiful and lush meadows. Unlock new species using the evolution system by meeting the breeding requirements for the new species. So we want red maple and wobbly trees. Okay, let's go and look at our plants over here. So we have apple trees, and the apple trees do not evolve any further. They're apple trees, and that's what they will be. But the tall tree gets us the juniper or the cedar, so again, not what you're looking for. And the oak tree, which is the basic one, gets us the sycamore and elm tree. So that means none of these directly evolve. Okay, the water lily stopped doing its thing. Let's grab this young seaweed and have it continue the evolution there. But we can come here. Oh, there we go. Successfully evolved the water lily. Now, since that feature isn't in the game quite yet, I can go here and check the information of the water lily to see the habitat. Likes fish, it spreads riverbed. It's very much in a good place around there, though I do like putting it closer to the surface for a simple reason, is that water lilies are necessary to start evolving ducks. So I'm going to put some... well, there's no real suitable biome for them around here. Well, here is a good one, though there's no fish around here, but of course I can immediately solve that by putting in some trout. Right? Like trout. And the water lily is now satisfied. So that should make it so that ducks have become available. Good, not enough TP. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. We will have it soon enough. But as I was saying, we can check our trees over here by going here and seeing... like, for example, this wobbly tree is locked, but we can tell it evolves from the birch tree. Well, we don't have birch trees, so you can go... well, I do have birch trees, actually. Do I have any in the world, though? That's the point there. So we finished the gone fishing task. We've unlocked totally quackers and tropical waters, and 12,500 diversity points. But let's try and find a birch tree. These are tall trees. Not exactly any birch trees. So since we have those unlocked, let's look at them. They don't spread anything. They do like to live in grasslands below certain altitudes. So we can see that around here is a good environment for them. So let's add a few. That one isn't really all that suitable, but we'll add a few just to diversify over there, and we will evolve them later. Now, while we're waiting on those, let's go look at the other one, the red maple tree. So again, we come look at the stuff, and we want the red maple tree. Here it is. It is a tree that evolves from the birch as well, so both the wobbly and the red maple evolve from the birch. So we'll wait until those birches have grown up and spread out a little bit. Let's check another task while we are doing that. This is boring. Use the evolution system to unlock the boar species that create a suitable environment for a family of boars to thrive in. To unlock the boar, you'll need the sheep to live in a non-grassland area where it should survive on the diet of apples. So that explains that little foresty area I have up here. This is the perfect place to evolve some boars. And we can already do that. Start breeding boars. So that task pretty much is going to take care of itself now. Good planning on my part. Next, we have totally quackers. Use the chickens to breed some ducks. Create a nice area for them to live in near the water, both water and land plants. 2 duck in the world. Well, let's look at the ducks over here. duck evolves from chicken, and we get no more information from it. But if we come here and look at the chickens, they can already evolve into ducks, and let's start breeding. If we look at the duck is a bird that likes to live near water, to enjoy swimming, can dive down under the water to eat seaweed, and being a bird, it also lays eggs. Its habitat is pretty much almost everything, basically, but it prefers to live on the riverbeds with water plants and trees nearby, though it dislikes herbivores, eats honey and water plants. So, like, this area here might be good for it, but then again, I might want to use some other place. So let's see here. It likes water plants and trees, doesn't like herbivores. So if I expand my grasslands over here by planting a bunch of grass and adding a few oak trees, yeah, sort of like that. Not too many though. There we go. Now a few water lilies, maybe? Not enough water there, but they'll be able to go there. So now we will grab our duck egg and transplant it over here, and I think this must be the first creature where we actually transplanted it to a different biome. Now Sissy here will evolve into the peacock, but that is further down the line. They cost a lot to evolve. They also give us a good bit of base TP per minute. Okay, so we have our chickens here with their barley, and speaking of barley, I do want to come into their things and see their edibility. Edibility means that the plant is very edible, basically. And this one is actually a good one with 106 edibility. It's a pretty good plant to actually selectively breed. 102. Okay, so now these two plants will be trying to pass on their edibility to the next generation, and hopefully when we next check it out we will have very edible barley. Now up here we are just finishing up our boar, which is great. It's almost done. Just a lot. There we go. We have a boar, and I actually do want to move that boar just a little bit further on, where it's going to need a bit more liked species. So let's see here, stones and cedar trees. It likes that. So let's actually, there's an actual species called stone, so let's add a few of those around here, and a few cedar trees if I can find them. Oh wait, I haven't evolved cedar trees yet. Oops, my bad. But we can add an apple tree around here. And I know it says it's unsuitable, but if we grab the rosemary, we can start adding more to this biome. And we're out of diversity points, but that already made the environment quite a bit better for it. So it's a woodland tree, so it prefers to be in forest or woodland. Yeah, and it will be pretty soon. So this boar will start growing up and spreading itself around. They get bigger than this. Oh, I don't know why this one is so small. They do get bigger than this, and look at how cute it is. Very nice. But there's a... Aha! The latest update brought the slow mode, which I can activate by pressing the spacebar. Basically, things are still moving in slow mode. They just are doing so very slowly. it's basically a way for people to grab onto fast-moving creatures. And I really do wish they'd put fast mode on a keybind. Our duck has grown and its environment, it's pretty good. So it could use more biome. Its favorite biome being the riverbed. So here's the thing, to get riverbed, we can have seaweed, but the problem is there's not much in the way of water that supports the seaweed around here. Right. Well, hopefully that helps. Yeah, it did a little bit. So that's good. Getting food, as you can see, the duck will go into the water and quack 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 its way to something to eat. In this case, it got some seaweed. Okay, totally quackers. Finally done. We get the jungle rocks and 6k diversity points. Alrighty, so let's clear the filters here. And let's look at our new jungle rocks, which are pretty expensive. And they don't spread any biome, of course, because they're rocks. Right? Good. We have produced again 250 apples, which means we can reclaim the rewards, and I'm going to deactivate being notified about it. So that's basically a non-task. It happens passively once you have apple trees. So there's that. Now this one, right? I did plant some birch trees over here. Here's a bunch of them. Let's see this one. We want, not that one, that one. We want to start making red maples, and red maples need color trait and an altitude above 35 meters. Okay, so these probably won't help out because the altitude here, 1 meter, yeah, no. No red maples over here. The wobbly tree is in a good place. It needs more grassland biome. So again, we grab our spread biomes. I'm gonna grab some daisies. Daisies are pretty. Right. So let's make this a... Do you spread grasslands, really? Okay, let's put some... Ooh. Doesn't have all the light species it likes. Okay then. How about the wheat? No light species. Oh, because there's no nuts. Grass. Grass it is then. Many grasses. And now we can start evolving the wobbly tree. We do need to put some of them in a grassland biome that is above 35 meters. So let's look at here. Well, that's none of this. However, we do have this place. This is a more mountainous place. And it does have the altitude. So around here, around this little ring over here, is where we want to start growing our stuff. So first things first, let's add our grass tufts. And I am keeping them very contained. Because next I'm going to add the birch. There we go. Let's add 2 of them just in case. And really the only thing I want from these is to breed them into the color red. So we're going to selectively breed them into red. Ooh, not quite, because we are out of points. Interesting. Well, we're going to get them pretty soon, like in 2 ticks or something. So we'll leave those to grow for a little bit. Look at our other stuff. Look here at our little riverbed biome with the ducks. Yay, 2 ducks. Look at that. Our duck species is growing steadily. Now we have evolved the wobbly tree. Let's go look at it, because if I pick that one up I won't get any sort of display of where its biome would be nice. So let's see here, an oddly shaped tree with a few clumps of leaves. This tree is only able to survive in grassy areas where few other trees are growing. Needs a lot of space to survive. A favorite tree of birds to nest in due to the strong branches and long life length of the tree. Habitat, grasslands, it likes stones and it likes birds, and it likes being below 20 meters. So actually this is a relatively good place for it, but let's give it a stone or two. So it has a light species nearby. It still wants more. Okay, fine. Now we'll add another stone over there. No, still hasn't. It has stones. It could use birds. Well, no birds quite yet, but we will have some soon, because you can evolve sparrows from the chickens. But that is not what we are going to do just yet. We now have the points necessary to start breeding our red birch trees. So let's go over, let's selectively breed them into red. So as soon as they grow, that one should start easily becoming a red tree. Like, let's just wait for a second, see how it spreads. It should be soon. I think one more tick and it will be an adult and start breeding. You can see our grasses kind of spread out a little bit, but not too much. Like, I started them like very contained over here, and they spread out just a little bit. I do wish things spread out a little bit more, like maybe not too much, but like maybe if I put some grass over here, then eventually in a big area would be grasslands instead of just like a small area. I do know the developers worried that you could start like with one grass and eventually the whole map would be filled. That would be a neat idea. I mean, you just have to make it a, you know, not I don't mean a fast process. You'd make it slow, like very slow, like you'd have to leave the game running for 10 hours for that to happen. So that would be cool. Now this tree was born with a brown color. This isn't the red we need, actually. So I would rather it not do that. Since I have the money for it, I'm going to select another tree and also buy red for it. That way, when they breed, they will both have a chance of giving us a red baby tree. There's a hungry animal. Oh, this poor sheep. Why is it that this is happening? You're out of adult apple trees for some reason. That's fine, I'll put some over here. You'll find something to eat. Diet apple. Getting food. Yeah, you got grass, so that's fine. Let's go look at our trees again. Up, here we go. We already have one baby red-ish tree. I think that is red. Yeah, it's the red is kind of a odd color. So I do want to selectively breed it and its parents that I bought the color from. This one, it's a cool tree. I don't really care about it. However, this one will allow us to grow the red maple tree once its kind spreads over here to this bigger altitude again. Waiting game while they breed. Now let's look at another task list because we are doing this one. Well, we have the boar species. We want 6 boar with environmental satisfaction of over 75%. So let's look at our 1 boar. Its environmental satisfaction's at 33%. Wow, that's not good. It likes stones and cedar trees. Now the cedar tree is an evolution of the birch, and it needs to be a bigger size trait. So again, not something that's gonna be easy. So let's look at sizes. Yeah, we want to selectively breed this one. And actually, I might as well use my points to give it 3% more, so that when it grows into a big enough tree for a cedar, it will be fine. Now it wants heathers nearby, and heathers are locked. They evolve from rosemary. So let's see what we need to make heathers. We need fallen fruit and rocks and stones. So basically, if I grab a rosemary and put it around here, it's good to evolve into a heather. Isn't that neat? I think it is. This is an apple tree. This is an oak tree. That's another apple tree. Okay, so the problem here is that we don't have enough apple trees, basically. Have too many oaks, not enough apple trees. Well, let's put them in, and their biome, which is forest and woodland, will be spread through, I think, the buttercup. Yeah, it spreads woodland. So let's add some more over here, and we should be good about the apples. Okay, so perfect. We are on our way to get trees big enough for cedars and heathers, which we also need to evolve the cedars. But that is all the time we have for this episode. We accomplished quite a lot, and next episode we will accomplish even more. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe so you get the next episode, and remember, here there be dragons. Thank you so much to my patrons for making this channel possible. Click the Patreon logo to become one of these fine folk, and if you enjoyed the video, here are some more YouTube things you would like. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.